Welcome to MRU e-learning powered by Mallareddy University. I am Dr. Lakshmi TK, Associate Professor in Computer Science and Engineering Department, Head of the Department First BTech, Freshman Engineering Department, Mallareddy University. I am here to discuss on a theme, Engineering Unplugged, the technologies that's going to change our world and shape our world. So welcome to the world of engineering. What is engineering? So there are many standard definitions, Wikipedia definitions of engineering. Let us put it very simple from a layman point of view. Engineering is one which makes the things to work. It creates, it builds, it is used to solve the real-time problems using the principles of sciences and the mathematics as a weapon and a tool. So we usually use the three terms science, technology, and engineering. Let us see the differentiation between each terms. What do you mean by science? So it is something related to the general phenomena, general truths, and general laws. To be very precise, the knowledge of general truths and laws is science. Then what is engineering? So to be very precise, it applies the scientific knowledge, what we acquire, and creates or build the solutions to the real world problems. Then what is technology? It's a blend, it's a tailored, it's a customized sum of all the engineered tools, products, process that meets the societal needs. Why engineering matters? What is its importance? Let's take it connects the science to the society. It connects the ideas to the impact, implementation, and dreams to the reality. So when there is no engineering, the progress stills. The progress stops. When there is these concepts, the process continues and the humanity thrives. Engineering has a high impact on the society, environment, economy, and the people. Let's take some real-time scenarios and the examples. For the society, as mentioned in the slides, engineers, they turn the ideas into innovations, bringing out the solution to the real-world problems. We have been using the healthcare devices, the transportation what we are using, the communication systems and the networking what you are using are all the products of the engineers of various disciplines. When we talk about the infrastructure, the roads what we are using, the bridges, the networking cables, power plants, water plants, whatnot, in every day-to-day life, the products what we are using are engineered, the output of the engineers. And when the engineering impact on the environment, when I have to talk on this, I must use the term sustainability. So engineers generate sustainable materials, sustainable products, eco-friendly devices, eco-friendly systems, renewable energy systems. These are all the outcomes of the engineers. Not only this, they also provide the safety and resilience. The products are the devices what we are using to predict the earthquakes, to save us from the disasters, are all the products of the engineers. So if the products, the engineered products have high demand, obviously there is a high need for the industries. If there are more such industries, there will be more employment, thereby it has a direct impact on the economic growth. And for the people, the impact is, it is going to change the quality of the life. So smart homes, secured homes, health monitoring systems. So it is changing the quality of the people in a better way. This is why engineering is very important. Engineering in everyday life. So let's be very simple. In every day from morning to evening till we go to the bed, the products, the tools what we are using are the outcomes of the engineering and the sciences. So let's take an example, smartphones. Nowadays, no person is there without the smartphone. And behind the smartphone, the technology or the engineering concepts used. So electronic and communication engineer, software engineer, mechanical engineering. So it's a blend of different engineering principles and concepts. Why smartphones? In day-to-day life, we are using refrigerators, we are using washing machines, microwave ovens, ATM. Everything is the outcome of the engineering principles. The roads, the bridges, the invisible infrastructure, all are the outcomes of the engineering. So that is why engineering is very important and it plays a major role for the growth of the economy of the world and to have a better quality of the society. So let's talk about something on bits, bytes, and beyond. So before starting this particular PPT, I must say coding is not just a computer scientist tool, it's a tool for every engineer. From smartphones and satellites to the sensors and the search engines, the design depends upon the data, what we are using, the logic, how it is implementing, and the outcome or the model, how we are developing. Let us take an example of Google search. When you type a word in the Google search, immediately in a fraction of seconds, milliseconds, you are getting the output. But at the outset, what is happening at the background? Millions of lines of code, billions of lines of code, and the thousands of servers are working out at the background with complex data structures, algorithms, and whatnot, and giving us an output in fraction of seconds. So every product begins with a small idea. So that is our next discussion, from an idea to an innovation. So if the people are thinking in a different way, definitely the world is going to progress in a better way. Every innovation starts with a small idea, and the idea has to be transferred into design. And from the design, we extract the planning, and from the planning, we go for building the prototyping, we test the prototype, and the product is out. But all the products what are out are not one-day work. A number of iterations, trials has to be made to get a better output. So this particular slide, it's here only one slide, and this particular slide is a subject in the engineering, what we so-called software engineering. So the number of methodologies, how to develop a software, the number of methodologies on how to plan to develop a particular application in a given fixed time, and how the testing process is going on. All this is a blend of a subject called software engineering, which was incorporated in the single slide step. And let's take some real world examples to better understand. So earlier, when we want to have your choice of food, we need to visit the restaurant, have food, and come back. But later we got Swiggy, Zomato, the third party partners are there. But nowadays, what is happening? The drones are used. This I want to quote because there is an increase in the technology aspects. We are using drones nowadays to take the food delivery. And electric vehicles to reduce the pollution around the world. The battery kind of electric vehicles are out. This is again a product of a wonderful engineering concept. And another example, a simple example I want to say is our watch. Earlier it was just a timepiece, but now we are using the watch to track everything about us. Our fitness, the number of steps we walk today, it guides us to be fit what has to be done. It takes our heartbeat pulse rate. It gives the values of our blood pressure. So everything we could able to get in a single place by just sitting. So this is the beauty of engineering and this is the beauty of the technology. So each of these innovations starts with a simple idea, but number of iterations or efforts are there behind the success. I should quote the failures that taught the world. There happened many failures like bridge collapse, shuttle disaster, the Y2K bug in the year 2000. All these made the scientists to think. All these made the scientists to rethink how the process has to be taken forward. So we are not just focusing on the outcome, we must focus on the rigorous testing. We should not run towards the outcome of the product. We should take it step forward, following a systematic order, making number of tests till the test is passed. We cannot make the product to the society. Along with that, safety comes first. So we should not run back to the speed of the delivery, not just focusing on the profits. We must take the measures and the precautions for the secured product to be out. We have to follow the ethical issues, proper communications, and a continuous learning is a key factor to come with an innovative products. And in the next slide, we will be discussing a number of roles that a computer science student or the allied branches like AI, ML, cybersecurity, blockchain, AR, VR, IT, IoT, whatever, the number of opportunities that the student can have and the skills required at the basic entry level. So in the first half, we were discussing about the importance of the engineering, and in the second half, I'll be giving you the number of job roles that a student can play. Always not just the software developer, we have a number of opportunities in the real world outside. And what are the skill set a student is supposed to have? Let's speak something technical. And before speaking that, a student is supposed to have some essential skills. They must have the technical skills, soft skills, body language, face gesture, how they are presenting. I just quote an example here. A student very good at technology is just attending an interview. And in the interview, he crossed all the round 1, round 2, technical, written, verbal, everything gone. And finally, he is entering into the HR round. So many of the students gets rejected in the HR round. Why? The problem is, whatever the knowledge they have, they cannot able to communicate at that instant of 10 or 5 minutes of time of interview. They cannot able to manage proper body language. Lagging of eye contact, lagging of hand gestures, lagging of proper communication skills. So equally to the technology, the body language, face gestures, how we represent, how we communicate, all matters. Because once you get a job, you're not going to work individual. You'll be working in a team. So when you're working in a team, definitely you should able to mingle with a team. You should able to convince your idea with a team. And you should able to receive their ideas also. This is very important for every person. So the essential skills we need is, as obviously, programming efficiency. Depending upon the problem area, depending upon the problem statement, so we need to have the programming skills. For example, for systems programming, we may need Rust. For machine learning kind of language platforms, we need Python programming or programming. So depending upon the area what we are working, we have to have a particular efficient programming knowledge. Not just the programming knowledge, since we are working with the data, we should able to analyze the data. We should able to extract the patterns of the data. That is very important. And along with that, we must have a knowledge of the cloud platform and proper cross-functional communication or the cross-functional functionalities is also an essential skill for a student. Let us explore some areas where you can settle your career and start your career. So the next few slides I'm going to describe is a set of career opportunities you can have and the skills you need. The skills mentioned here, again I'm mentioning a very few basic skills where you can start your career as the job role. If you want to become a software developer or a software engineer, so what is the work of a software developer? He creates, he builds the code, he tests the code, and deploy the application. In order to do this, what knowledge you need, what skill set you need? You need a basic programming language or skill set. So depending again upon the problem area, you may need the skill set of C language, C++, Python, Java. So it is essential that programming language skills are needed. Along with the programming languages, you need to work on the data. So when it comes to the data, you should have a knowledge of data structures and the algorithms what you are going to use and implement. And when it comes to the real-time applications, not all applications are procedural oriented. So you should have a knowledge of object-oriented programming. So if you have all this knowledge, along with like Git and GitHub, and a knowledge on IDEs, integrated development environments, how to use IDEs, a knowledge of database, MySQL, Mongo database, MongoDB. So if you have the knowledge on all these programming languages, tools, platforms, you can enter into a career of software developer. Again, I am saying the skill set what I have presented here are 2 to 3 examples in every category. Because we are having number of tools, a number of platforms. Not all platforms and tools can be covered in this half or 1 hour session. So we will be discussing in detail about every technology in the upcoming sessions. Don't worry. And let's go for the another role, web developer. So if you want to go start your career as a web developer, what knowledge you should need? What is web development? The one who creates the web pages, the one who creates the web applications. What skill set he needed? A student can opt for a front-end developer. He can opt as a back-end developer. Or a blend. He can be a full-stack developer. So what is front-end, back-end, full-stack? So what do you mean by full-stack? Suppose assume you're sitting in front of a system and opened a website with a URL. So whatever you can see, the appearance, how it looks, the web page is all because of the front end. When you type something, in a milliseconds, the data is fetching back. How the data is fetched back, where the data is. So how it is bringing the data somewhere in the remote area in front of you. So that is the work of the back end. And how you organize, store, and retrieve the data is the database. So you can opt as a front-end developer, you can opt as a back-end developer, or a blend as full-stack developer. So what is the skill set you need? If you want to go as a front-end developer, the skill set is you need to have a knowledge of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, Angular, Vue.js. So these are the certain skill sets you need to have if you want to go for front-end development. And if you want to focus on the back-end development, what skill set you need? Again, I'm quoting few examples of the back-end tools. You can have a knowledge of Node.js, Express, Django, Flask, Springboard. So these are the different frameworks, these are the different tools where you can focus to have your career on the back end. Or if you want to go as a full stack developer, a blend of both the above two mentioned, front end and back end knowledge. So along with that, what else knowledge you need? You need to have a knowledge of databases. Again, MySQL, MongoDB, etc. And you need to have some tools in your pocket. Knowledge of tools in your pocket like REST APIs, Docker, it's an optional. So at least if you have this basic skill set, you can start your career as a web developer. And gradually you can adopt and learn the new tools and can continue your career. And moving to the next slide, if you want to become a data analyst or a data scientist, what is your role? Whatever the data is available, you need to analyze the data, you need to extract the patterns in the data, and it should guide you for decision making. So what skill set you need when you want to work on the data? Again, it is like the programming knowledge of Python or I'm giving you sample. And if you want to work on the data, extracting the patterns and the process, deriving the conclusions, you need to have a knowledge of libraries like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Seaborn, many more. And along with that, you should have a knowledge of machine learning frameworks like TensorFlow, Keras, Scikit-learn. Since you are working with the data, you should also have a knowledge of probability and statistics. You should have a knowledge of Excel, how to work on Excel. And you should have a knowledge of using the databases and the data visualization tools. Because you are working with the data, at the outset, you need to present your data in a better way with some statistics. So you should have a knowledge of data visualization tools like Power BI and Tableau. So this is how you can settle as a data scientist. Move on with the another opportunity. So if you want to become a machine learning engineer or an AI engineer, what skill set is needed? What these people will do? They will create, they will build, and they will deploy a model. So in order to create, build, and deploy a model, what skill set is needed? Obviously, again, the programming language, Python knowledge is needed. Machine learning frameworks knowledge is needed. What are the different frameworks? We have n number of machine learning frameworks. So to quote certain examples, you can go with the TensorFlow, Keras, PyTorch, Scikit-learn. You should have a knowledge of deep learning. You should have a knowledge of neural networks. Along with that, you should know how to process the data, pre-process the data, because whatever we are working is a raw data, and every machine learning model should need a pre-processing. And also you should know how to optimize the queries, how to optimize your model. And along with that, a basic knowledge of mathematics. You should have a knowledge of linear algebra, calculus, and probability. So this is how you can begin your career as a machine learning engineer or an AI engineer. You can start working on it, and gradually you can gain the knowledge of other tools, because there are n number of tools and platforms. What I quoted here is a limited tools where you can start your career as a beginner. Coming to the next role, you can start your career as a cloud engineer. So who is this cloud engineer? The one who will be working on the cloud infrastructure and the services. So what skill set is needed? Definitely, when you want to work as a cloud engineer, you should have an exposure to the cloud platforms. So what are those cloud platforms? Google Cloud, Azure, AWS. These are well-known cloud platforms, isn't it? So at least you should have this knowledge to kickstart your career as a cloud engineer. So since you are working with the cloud, you should have a knowledge of Linux administration. You should have a knowledge of networking. And you should have a knowledge of how to use the repositories. And you should have a knowledge of the automating tools, CI/CD, continuous integration and deployment tools. Okay, so a few certain examples are mentioned. You should have a knowledge of so many CI/CD tools are there. I cannot name the number of tools, because in the next session, at least we will go in detail about every tool if needed practically. CI/CD tools, Jenkins is there, Docker is there, Kubernetes is there. So with this knowledge, you can start your career as a cloud engineer. And coming to the next job role, DevOps engineer. So almost the platforms, what was mentioned in this particular slide is matching the previous slide, right? Cloud engineer. So the same kind of knowledge, CI/CD pipelines, Kubernetes, Docker. So the same technology, the scripting languages like Bash, Python. So if you have this knowledge, you can start your career as DevOps engineer. Okay. Moving to the next slide. You can be as a database administrator. So what is the role of this database administrator? the one who organizes the data, the one who retrieves the data from the database, and the one who maintains the entire database. So to be as a database administrator, what skill set is needed? So the basic knowledge is you need a knowledge of SQL, PLSQL. You need a database management system knowledge like MySQL, MongoDB, again. And not only the knowledge of these things, you should know how to store your data in the database in an organized manner, how to secure your data, how to back up and recover when needed. So all these skill sets is also needed when you want to opt as a database administrator. So here certain skill set is mentioned in the slide as discussed. Move on to the another job role, mobile app developer. Yes, I know almost all the students gets attracted to this particular job role because we have our smartphones all the time, and whenever we find time, we'll be playing mobile games, isn't it? My dear students, why to download the apps already existing from the Google Play Store? Why can't you develop your own applications? Isn't it? So you can opt for a career as a mobile application developer. Here two categories comes. A set of people who uses Android and a set of people who uses iOS. If you are going with Android kind of things, you should have a knowledge of Java, Kotlin. Again, I'm giving few examples to kickstart your career. If you are going with iOS, you should have a knowledge of Swift. Right? And along with that, some cross platforms like Flutter. You should have a knowledge of UI, UX design. Creativity is needed when you want to develop an application, mobile application. It all depends upon how creative you are. So this is another career you can opt with. Right? Let's move on to the other career paths. You can start your career as UI, UX designer. So what is this UI, UX designer? User interface and user experiences. When we are using a platform, how we feel, how we communicate, how easy the interface is. So this is the work of UI, UX designer. To start your career as UI, UX, what skill set you need? Obviously, the entire designing process depends upon the designing. So you need to know an idea or the tools used for designing. There are again n number of tools for designing. I'm just mentioning 2, 3. Figma, Sketch, Adobe XD are certain designing tools. And to add into the account, again, there are number of tools. Again, here I should tell you, you should have a knowledge of HTML and CSS also, a basic knowledge. Along with that, you should be very good at your creativity. You should be very good at your design thought process. As I mentioned earlier in one slide, this slide is equal to the design thinking subject in your engineering. In that subject, you will learn the number of design thinking thought process right from scratch to the deployment. The same is applicable here also. So this is another area where you can choose your career. And the last one is system or network administrator. So what is his work? What he will do? Let us take our Malla Reddy universities. We have a number of schools. In every school, we have a number of computer labs. So a set of team of people called as IT people are taking care of all the labs and the systems. So what is their role? What they are doing? What is the skill set needed? Since we are dealing with the computers, the skill set needed is definitely the basic networking skill set. Networking principles you should know. Example CCNA. You should know what are the processors. You should have a knowledge of the operating system. You should have a knowledge of Linux and the other platforms. You should be able to troubleshoot when the problem occurs. You should be able to organize the systems. without affecting by the malwares, antivirus. So if you have all these skill set and the basic networking principle, you can kickstart your career as system administrator. On this slide, I just particularly want to mention, so far we were discussing about the different job roles a student can play. We have another job role called as an academician or a researcher, nothing but your professors. The divine profession, teaching profession, which gives birth to all the other professions in the world. That is also a career option. Right? Let's move on. Blockchain developer. You can also start your career as a blockchain developer. For blockchain developer, you need to have a knowledge of Bitcoin, Ethereum. Few skill sets are mentioned. And you can start your career as especially game developer. Previously, we have discussed about the mobile development apps, isn't it? Mobile app developer. Now it is exclusively for games. For games, you need to have the skill set of Unity, Unreal Engines, again certain programming languages. Because you should work on the animations and modeling, that knowledge is also important. 3D modeling, animations, graphics. So if you are very good at this, you can start your career as a game developer. Let's move on. So this particular slide is a blend of all the opportunities what we discussed in the earlier slide. It's like a summary slide. You can start your career as a software developer, as an administrator, as a database administrator, as a DevOps engineer, as a cloud engineer. So the slide already we discussed. It's a summary slide. Okay? Again, it is also discussed. You can start your career as an AI engineer. I just want to add on one concept here, that is prompt engineering. So what is this prompt engineering? It's a breakthrough in 2025. Which blends linguistics and the technology aspects. So that is also another area where you can step into. And moving on to the next slide. Yes, the buzzword in nowadays. Earlier it was artificial intelligence. Now it was quantum intelligence. And sometimes when we blend those two, we are now calling it as quantum AI. A wonderful research area. You can have your career as quantum software developer, quantum hardware developer, and as a quantum research scientist. What do this quantum software developer do? What does software developer do? Building applications, developing a code. Quantum software developer builds the application and develops code using qubits. Earlier we were calling as bits and bytes. Now we are calling here as qubits and quantum. Already the giant companies are working out having huge investments on quantum intelligence. This is a wonderful research area where if you start paying importance on this, you will definitely have a very good career in the near future. Because the giant companies are investing huge amounts on this. And the other option is quantum hardware engineer. What is this hardware engineer? Which deals with the kind of systems we are developing, the configurations of the systems. So you can work on it and build a better quantum systems than the supercomputers designed. And the last one is quantum research scientist, the one who performs the research on the quantum technologies. So this is another area where you can focus on to start your career. As we discussed in the field of cybersecurity, many trust areas are there. If you are very good at analyzing the things, you can start as threat intelligence analyst. Not only this, if you are very good at cloud, you can become a cloud architect. And you can become an incident response specialist. So these are certain areas where you can work out on the cyber security. As we discussed already, extended reality, AR, VR, MR. You can be an XR developer. You can be an XR designer. Or you can be obviously a content provider. Okay, so these are the different roles you can play when it comes to AR, VR, and MR. And this is the buzzword in the world, entire world now, digital health. Transforming the normal health systems into digital health. The number of options you have, I'm quoting just the 4 options. Bioinformatics engineer. What is this bioinformatics engineer? The student who has the background of biotechnology or bioinformatics and a blend of computer science can enter into this bioinformatics engineer. What is his work? He will be dealing with the drug discovery. He will be dealing with the proteomics, genomics, protein modeling, molecular modeling. So this is a never-ending process where always an importance will be there for this particular career, in abroad especially. The next alternate is digital health developer. As we said, the health systems has transformed into digital health systems. Earlier days, if you want to take an appointment to your doctor, you have to walk into the hospital, wait there, wait for the receptionist and take an appointment. But now what is happening? Digital health platform, monitoring system is there. In a single place you can sit, you can fix your appointment. Sometimes if needed, if you are busy, really occupied, you can have video conferencing with the doctor also and get your prescription. So this is another digital health developer career path you can choose for. And obviously medical AI researcher. So the one who continues to research blending medical aspects into AI aspects, mix of two. And even in the laboratories also, the diagnosis process, the prediction process can be automated. So these are the different areas where you can work out with the required skill set. You can start your career in digital health, because in the near future, digital health is going to occupy the world economy. And coming to the next slide, even in the IoT sector also, you can start your career. Obviously, the skill set what was mentioned is mentioned earlier also. So you need to have a basic knowledge of the programming languages, Python, or look at the skill set. In every job role, I am mentioning Python programming language. So my dear students, I suggest definitely you should, if you have a very good hands-on on the Python, you can develop many applications which will be helpful for the societal needs. Along with that, you should have a knowledge of Arduino, Raspberry Pi, and some SQL databases and all. So with these skill set, you can start your career in the IoT sector also. So with this, technical aspects are completed. The last few minutes, how to take your path forward. The first point is, first identify your potential. In a class of 90, not all 90 will be same or identical. So one may be good at coding, one may be good at analysis, one may be good at developing the aspects, one may be good at retrieving the patterns, extracting the patterns. So identify your potential first. Don't compare yourself with the others. You are you. So once you identify your potential, then focus how to develop that skill. Whatever the knowledge you have, how to go to the next level. Focus on that. And then you have a collaboration, networking. As long as inside the 4 walls, you may think you are the first. But when you step out of the 4 walls, look at the world, how many people are chasing you. So you need to have networking. Collaborate with the people. Share the knowledge. Gain the knowledge. And this is a wonderful word, a sentence I would like to end with. The future belongs to those who prepare for that from today onwards. Don't think till final year I have time, I can enjoy my life, and in the final year at the time of recruitment, 6-7 months I will take some certification courses and I will settle in my job. Don't think that. The earlier era is different, now the digital era is different. The world is moving very fast. If you are lagging, hundreds of people will chase you and move forward. So you should able to differentiate your profile from the other profiles. You should be very strong technologically. You should be very strong while communicating the things what you know. Sharing the knowledge gives you more knowledge. Okay? So don't wait for the time. Take the opportunity, work out on it, keep your efforts, then the offers will come to you. You should not go to the offer should come to you. That is how you should prepare yourself. Okay? So these are the certain aspects I would like to share with you. A few skill sets were discussed, and in the next upcoming sessions, we will take each required skills or the tools or the platforms. We'll go in deep with each of them. My dear students, with this I will end my session. I just want to convey you one thing, because all these PPTs, what was there inside, you can use it to kickstart your career, the beginner level skill set. And then you can add on few tools and platforms what you need. So hope this session is informative. And if it is really informative, please like and share to your friends, because on sharing, our knowledge improves. Thank you, dear students. Have a good day.